The town of Biadgi, in the Haveri district of Karnataka, is famous for its red chilies. Most of the surrounding regions produce the crop, which is then dried in sunlight, after which it is taken to different markets. Chili is abundantly used in ethnic Indian cuisines and is a favored sole spice in numerous applications across the globe. The Kancor facility in Biadgi commenced operations on the 28th of January 2007 and spans 5 acres of industrial land. Apart from being located close to the cultivating area and the local chili market, the facility opens to the Bangalore-Pune highway. The facility is 340 kilometers from the nearest Mangalore port and 323 kilometers from Bengaluru, which is the closest metro city. It is at a distance of 700 kilometers from the Angamali facility and Cochin corporate office of Kancor. The chili season begins from January and lasts until May. The chili plants begin flowering 40 days after transplantation, although majority of flowers bloom 60 to 80 days after transplanting. The production process is broken down into 4 stages, beginning with pre-treatment until finished goods stage. The chili raw material is pre-treated by removing the seeds from the spice. This is done as the seeds contain very low active ingredients. The chili is first cut using a chili cutter. The cut chili is passed through a de-seeder to remove the seeds. These seeds are then cleaned and packed for sale. Balance cut chili pericarp is passed through the dryer to bring down the moisture content. It is then passed through a series of magnets to remove any foreign matter and then milled to the required size. The size is an important parameter for optimum extraction. The milled chili powder is then made into chili pellets using a powder conditioner and pelletizer. The pellet shape and strength ensures maximum penetration of solvent and hence maximum extraction of active ingredients. The pellets are then cooled by passing through a tunnel cooler and then passed through a Redler conveyor to the next stage. The pellets from the pre-treatment section are brought in by a conveyor to a pellet hopper of the extractor and is then charged into a continuous extractor. The extractor consists of 9 solvent sprays and 2 belt backwash cells. The pellets undergo continuous washing with solvent for approximately 6 hours until the extraction is completed. The extracted micella is then passed through filtration and evaporation by 2 stage-raised film evaporators and 1 stage-wiped film evaporator to bring down the solvent level to below 3%. This crude oleoresin then goes for enrichment. The spent chili material that remains after extraction goes through a 4-stage screw dryer and steaming pan to recover the solvent and is then packed and sold. From the crude chili oleoresin, color and heat is separated, thereby creating two different products for different applications. Customers can use the heat portion and color portion for various applications in food and beverage, as well as customizing solution for other applications. The liquid-liquid extractor process is used to do the enrichment of the extracted material. Solvent and water mixture is used as the medium for enrichment process. After the initial enrichment and separation, the color portion and heat portion are processed separately and made into final products. The heat portion is then passed through horizontal, followed by vertical settlers for separation of the color portion. It is then passed through the raised film evaporator to remove the solvent and then stripped in the reactor to bring the residual solvent to below 50 parts per million, and final specification of the heat portion will be made with less than 1,000 color units. The color portion is passed through the centrifuge to remove the solvent, and further distillation is carried out using two stage-wiped film evaporator. It is then stripped with the reactor to bring the residual solvent to below 50 parts per million, and the sediments are removed using tubular centrifuge. The color portion will be completely free from heat. The final procedure is where the crude oleoresin with less than 25 parts per million is blended along with food-grade additives and then made as per customer specifications. After approval from quality control, the material is filled into customer-specified containers. These containers are then placed in the storage handling area and dispatched according to customer request. In addition, the required heat and color portion is also sent to Kancor Angamali plant for blending and packing. Supporting utilities: boiler, chilling plant, cooling tower, standby diesel generator, electrical substation, air compressor. The Kancor facility has been certified by FSSC 22000, OU kosher, along with various customer audits. Apart from the regular processing activities, Kancor also takes the initiative to develop surrounding rural areas. A project was undertaken to provide solar lamps in a nearby village, as it was observed that the community was in need of it, and Kancor was able to work together in providing assistance. Kancor also takes the initiative to engage the community through adult education programs. These initiatives have helped to create a shared value between the organization and the neighboring community. Kancor Ingredients Limited, Ingredient Solutions Partnership.